So, Rocket Roast, we got this tweet from Reversal. Shout out to Reversal, content creator in the Pokemon space, right? Who made this tweet, quote retweeting, the typical Twitter engagement farming tweets. It was like, quote, this tweet with a controversial opinion that has you like this. And Reversal said, Gen 10 is coming this year, and it will be announced during Pokemon Day.
And disclaimer, this is not like, us trying to harass Reversal or anything like that. It's not as being like, look at how dumb this guy is. It's more, just look at how dumb this guy's tweet is.
That's the tweet, not him.
We're going to get canceled.
All right, yeah. We talked about this a little bit before in the last topic, but a full-on Gen 10 reveal? Are you stupid? What are you talking about? We go a whole year with no ZA content whatsoever, and you just think that they're gonna reveal Gen 10 casually? Not even during the 30th anniversary when they should do it next year? Next year is the most obvious time to do it. And yet here we are, we're already talking about Gen 10? Let us get some ZA in our bloodstream first. Oh my god. I saw this tweet and just made me viscerally angry. I was like, there's no way.
Hey, John, it's okay.
I think the most wildest part about this, and again, no disrespect to him, he can think that, and he does like defend himself and explain why he thinks that way. But like the reason we disagree, it just doesn't make sense. For it, he's not even saying that it's getting revealed. It's that it's coming this year. So not just revealing it. In the span of what, 11 months, they're gonna announce a Gen 10, promote that game, and it's gonna come out like the holidays most likely, right? So
bro, I completely missed that part of the tweet. I did not notice he said it's coming.
Yeah,
this year.
It's coming this year. Like,
no,
hell no,
that doesn't make sense.
This tweet is even worse now.
See, like it would just steal all the thunder from ZA, especially since we have literally it's gonna be a whole year since we learned nothing about this game. The last thing they want, like they already know we're thirsty for that content. We're hungry for it. We're craving it, right? Mm-hmm. The last thing they want is to be like, actually, we got this game coming out, and then nobody buys ZA because they're gonna wait for Gen 10. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it don't make sense. They haven't even properly marketed ZA. The marketing hasn't started at this point. We just got one teaser and they've been silent ever since. It doesn't make sense to push out Gen 10 that requires a whole lot more marketing than a mid-generation Legends game, So that's our stance. Well, my stance.
Even on that, with like a release, you would have to like hope that the Switch 2 drops the same day it's we're getting that trailer update or whatever, and then drop the game like a month after that for ZA. Make sure you promote it in between that time, and then have Gen 10 obviously drop or in November, October, whenever. Right? It's not feasible within like a marketing standpoint to drop all this information that quickly. And again, you would want to save it for like the 30th anniversary. That's like the perfect time, perfect place. You've let ZA do its thing. You let it breathe. Now
this also implies that like the 30th anniversary game is Gen 10 DLC. Ain't no way.
That's terrible.
Ain't no way. Or it's like an Ilka black and white remake. Ain't no way times two. Like there's no way.
That would be the biggest fumble ever to not capitalize on the 30th anniversary. They did really well. We got Sun and Moon, brand new generation, Pokemon Go, a lot of Gen 1 fan service within Sun and Moon in the 20th anniversary. That's great. I expect the same thing, if not a bit more, now that Pokemon hype has grown even more since then. Why would you make the 30th anniversary a DLC year? It just don't make sense.
What was it? Mario's 30th anniversary, like Mario Maker and Zelda's was Breath of the Wild, and Pokemon's is going to be like, oh, this is DLC for Pokemon Coke and Pepsi version. Like, no way, no way.
Pokemon's not gonna let that slide. They're gonna want to cook like all their other like brethren in the game space. So I think from a financial standpoint, they want to put themselves and remain as one of the most profitable media franchises of all time. If they were to do that method of dropping the game this year, they're gonna screw themselves. They don't want to do that.
There's no marketing logic behind it if they do that. No way.
Yeah.
Zero.
And also,
I feel like it would just crush ZA sales so badly if they revealed Gen 10 in its entirety.
Because it's like, imagine they drop hey, we're dropping Breath of the Wild. Oh yeah. And then like whatever the most recent one is, they're like, hey, we're gonna drop that 6 months later. At that point, you might just wait for the second game.
Yeah. It don't make sense. And like, let's ignore like our reasonings for why we think it's not going to happen. Let's say in some strange world, this does happen. That means you know, we like that they took a gap year for ZA to make it a better game, and then to immediately follow with a whole new generation the same year, they just undid all of that, all that progress that they did for the gap year. There's no way they cooked up a game properly when they had to delay ZA. Like, it just means that Gen 10 is going to be half baked. It might be worse than Scarlet and Violet if it comes out this year.
It would have to be.
There was a literal interview with the president of the Pokemon Company a few months ago, probably about a year ago at this point, where he was like, yeah, we actually acknowledge that we're going too fast. We're looking at how we can, like, keep a consistent flow of games while still, like, upkeeping the quality and, like, maybe slowing it down a little bit. So for them to just completely ignore that statement and be like, no, we're getting 2 games this year? Nah.
As a greedy Pokemon fan, that'd be pretty cool. But, like, realistically...
As a creator, I love that. But
that'd be a lot of content.
Yeah. But realistically, we don't want that. And he does... I saw, like, I was looking in the replies, you know, people obviously had their disagreements. I think specifically, there was one reply he was saying to Joe Merrick Cerebi, and he was saying how, like, the reason he thinks that, like, it'll happen is because Pokemon's been very consistent to have a new generation come out every 3 years, which is very true, but they actively went out of their way in 2024 to take a break year. So it's like they've already shown that they've broken the formula. The problem was that they were too strict with that formula, pumping out games that Scarlet and Violet came out bad, and now they're acknowledging that. So it's just like, with that whole year that they took off, their schedule has shifted. Maybe once, like, ZA comes out and then let's say Gen 10 the following year, they go back to a 3-year structure, they kind of got their shit together where it's like, it's a bit more streamlined, the process, and maybe the games will be better, but still it's just like, there's no way with the long gap that we had last year for a whole new generation to come out. It just doesn't make sense, honestly.
There's no point overlapping.
No.
Also,
Please
if you
don't.
quote retweet anything that's like this picture of the guy with the swords around him, you deserve to be roasted. There's a reason your opinion is unpopular and why there's people putting swords in your face. It's because it's bad.
It's usually always that picture or the one of Patrick where he's like stringed up.
Oh, the Patrick one? No, I hate that one. Leave my boy Patrick out of this.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
Ruining a classic SpongeBob episode with these terrible, terrible tweets.